Hello everyone, this is Ankur Chaudhary, and in this particular video lecture I'll be covering current affairs from India and across the world between the dates of 1st February 2017 till 15th February 2017. Now this particular video presentation has been divided into these topics. First we'll be covering awards and honors, news from the world of corporate and business GK, politics, economy and finance, important people who have been making news in the last fortnight, sports, and lastly miscellaneous. So let's start with awards and honors. Dr. P. Raghuram, who is the president of Association of Breast Surgeons of India, he won the prestigious Dr. B.C. Roy National Award for outstanding service in the field of socio-medical relief for the year 2016. The Dr. B.C. Roy National Award is the highest award given in India to a medical practitioner. Next, the 59th Annual Grammy Awards were announced by the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences, NARAS of United States. These particular awards were dominated by the British singer called Adele. She won 5 of the major awards in this year, and also she's created history by winning twice the 3 highest awards in the Grammy Awards. The award winners were Album of the Year, the album's name is 25 and the singer is Adele. Record of the Year, again by Adele, a song called Hello. Again Song of the Year, won by Hello by Adele. The Best Rap Album, Chance the Rapper, Coloring Book. The Best Rock Song was Black Star by David Bowie. Also, the 70th British Academy of Film and Television Arts Awards were conferred for the outstanding performances in films and documentaries screened at British cinemas in 2016. So, these are the various winners. The best film went to Hollywood's La La Land. The best director was won by Damien Chazelle of the same movie, that is La La Land. Best actor was won by Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea. Next, Best Actress was won by Emma Stone from La La Land again. Best Supporting Actor was won by the Indian origin Hollywood actor Dev Patel for the movie Lion. Best Supporting Actress was won by Viola Davis for the movie Fences. Best Original Music was won by La La Land again. And the Best Original Screenplay Award went to the movie Manchester by the Sea. Next, we see some important news from business. So Mr. Arun Kumar, who was the Assistant Commerce Secretary in the Obama administration, was appointed as the new Chairman and CEO of KPMG India. He is taking over from Richard Rekhi. KPMG is a multinational company and one of the leading companies as far as professional services are concerned. Next, we see some news from the world of politics. A very important campaign or abhiyan has been launched and it was approved by Union Cabinet, that is Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharta Abhiyan, that is PMG Disha, to make 6 crore rural households digitally literate. Now, this is a very ambitious program as far as digital literacy is concerned. World over, this will likely be the largest program for digital literacy. The target is to make all rural households digitally literate by March 2019. Next, a committee comprising 33 members was constituted for the speedy completion of the Sagarmala project in the state of Andhra Pradesh. This particular committee will be headed by the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, that is Mr. N. Chandrababu Naidu. Now the Sagarmala project aims to improve the existing infrastructure as far as ports and inland waterways are concerned. Next, we see some important news from economy and finance. The Union Cabinet approved the acquisition by the State Bank of India of its subsidiary banks, namely State Bank of Bikaner and Jaipur, State Bank of Hyderabad, State Bank of Mysore, State Bank of Patiala and State Bank of Travancore. Now this is a very important move which is being done to improve the health of banking sector in India. Now This particular move was recommended under the Indradhanush plan, something that we'll be discussing later on as well. Under this, the consolidation of the banking sector was planned. The various advantages that the banking sector will get is first, improved efficiency, economies of scale, and better management. Next, the government announced its intention to come out with the Indradhanush 2.0, a comprehensive plan for recapitalization of public sector lenders or public sector banks, with a view to make sure that they remain solvent and fully comply with global capital adequacy norms, that is Basel III. So Indradhanush 1, or the first time when Indradhanush was launched, it was in 2014. The idea was to recapitalize various public sector banks. Why this was done was because the public sector banks were facing a lot of problems related to non-performing assets, or simply speaking, people not paying back the loans that they've taken from the banks. So the idea was to give more money to the banks to improve their financial health. So again, another recapitalization plan is being worked out, which is tentatively called Indradhanush 2.0, so that the banks remain more solvent, that is, they have more money to lend out to people, which is very important for developing an economy like India. And also compliance with Basel III norms. These are nothing but international norms which have been decided by an international body, so that financial health of the banks remains stable. Next, the Reserve Bank of India announced to set up a separate enforcement department to effectively monitor banks in case they violate regulations and speed up regulatory compliance. So in its sixth bi-monthly monetary policy announcement, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank of India kept key policy rates unchanged. So no changes were made in key policy rates like repo rate, reverse repo rate, SLR, CRR, etc. The Monetary Policy Committee is of course a 6-member committee which is headed by the Governor of RBI currently, which is Mr. Urjit Patel. So India ranked abysmally, that is very poorly, at 43rd out of 45 countries in the 5th annual International IP Index or Intellectual Property Index, known as the Roots of Innovation. This particular index is released by the US Chambers of Commerce's Global Intellectual Property Center. Now the report explains why India has ranked so low. Firstly, because it has very poor intellectual property and patent related rules and regulations. As a result, there is a lot of piracy, digital or otherwise, happening in India. Next, Niti Aayog CEO Mr. Amitabh Kant launched the India Innovation Index. It will be the nation's first online innovation index portal, which will rank states based on their innovations. Now there is a Global Innovation Index or GII, which is published every year by two organizations called INSEAD and WIPO. WIPO stands for World Intellectual Property Organization. Now all the parameters on which countries are judged in the GII, the same parameters are being used for the construction of India Innovation Index. Of course, there are certain changes that have been made in the India Innovation Index specific to our country as well. Next, we move on to some important people who have been making the news in the last fortnight. Senior IS officer Mr. Ajay Tyagi was appointed as the new chairman of SEBI, that is Securities and Exchange Board of India. He is taking over from UK Sinha. Next, Germany's Parliamentary Assembly elected Frank Walter Steinmeier, who is a social democrat, as the country's president. Now, you have to understand, in Germany, the president has more of a rubber stamp role or a ceremonial role. The real power in Germany lies in the hand of the Chancellor. Next, UN Secretary General Mr. Antonio Guterres announced the appointment of Jean-Pierre Lacroix of France to head the UN Peacekeeping Force for a year. Lacroix, 56, now replaces Mr. Herve Latsu. Next, Enforcement Director Chief Mr. Karnal Singh, who was due to retire in August this year, was given a fixed tenure of 2 years following a Supreme Court directive to set right the anomaly and to make it compliant with CVC Act of 2003. So the CVC Act is Central Vigilance Commission Act. It was passed in 2003. It clearly stipulates that the Chief Vigilance Commissioner of India would have a fixed tenure of 2 years. So the same act is being applied as far as the Enforcement Director Chief is concerned. Next, celebrations erupted on the streets of Somalia after parliamentarians elected a new president, and the new president's name is Mohammed Abdullahi Mohammed. Next, President-elect of USA, Mr. Donald J. Trump, officially selected Rex W. Tillerson, the Chief Executive of ExxonMobil. This is a multinational corporation, one of the biggest companies in the world. Now he will be the new Secretary of State of the Trump administration. Now as far as Secretary of State in USA is concerned, he is one of the most senior officers in the administration, and broadly speaking, or this role of the Secretary of the State can be compared to the Foreign Minister of India. Next, Pakistan appointed its permanent representative to the UN, Ms. Tahmima Janjua, as the country's new foreign secretary. Now this is a important news because with this she became Pakistan's first woman foreign secretary. Now we look at some important news from sports. Adam Vogts, an Australian batsman, he announced his retirement from international cricket. He is credited with a batting average of 61.87 from 31 innings, which is the second highest till date, ranking only after Sir Donald Bradman of Australia. Next, India will be hosting two international events in 2017. First is the FIBA Women's Asia Cup and FIBA Under 16 Women's Asia Championship. This was announced by the Basketball Federation of India. The FIBA Women's Asia Cup will be held in July at Bengaluru. Now of course these venues are very important for your exams. While the FIBA Under 16 Women's Asian Championship will be held in the month of October at Hyderabad. Next, an important campaign has been launched. Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, Shri Vijay Goyal, launched the Mission 11 Million campaign. This is a unique initiative and is launched to encourage school children to play football. Now, it will be one of the largest campaign of this kind across the world. The idea is to promote field games in various schools in India. Next, defending champions India defeated Pakistan by 9 wickets in the finals of the T20 World Cup for the Blind to lift their second straight title. Next, young Indian racer Jehan Daruwala won the New Zealand Grand Prix. Now, as far as news items of this nature is concerned, it is not very important for you to remember which particular championship this person won. However, it is very important for you to learn that the person, that is Jehan Daruwala, is related to car racing. Similarly, Rituparna Das won the women's single title in the 81st Senior National Badminton Championship tournament when she defeated Reshma Karthik in the final match. Similarly, you might be asked, with which sport is Rituparna Das associated with? So the answer would be badminton. Next, Saurabh Verma won the men's single title in the 81st Senior National Badminton Championship tournament when he defeated Lakshya Sen in the final match. Next, we'll take a look at some miscellaneous news. The US and Thailand commenced the 36th iteration of their annual multinational military training exercise called Cobra Gold 2017 in Thailand. Next, the unmanned orbiter Hope, designed by UAE or United Arab Emirates Space Agency, will be sent to Mars in July 2020 from Japan. Now this is very important because it will be the first mission to Mars from any Arab country. Next, so the Supreme Court convicted Ms. Shashikala Natarajan, the AIADMK General Secretary, in the high-profile disproportionate assets case. The court took just 8 minutes to pronounce their order in the case, which dashed Shashikala's hope to be the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. This of course after the death of the former Chief Minister Miss J. Jayalalitha. Next, a 3-day National Women's Parliament was held with the theme of empowering women, that strengthening democracy. It was organized in the capital of Andhra Pradesh, that is the city of Amravati. Next, Gujarat became the first state to establish a cashless system for the distribution of food grains. So I hope you found this video helpful in your preparations of comparative examinations. Thank you very much.